haven't been sleeping. All I can think about is school. Of all the counselors to choose, why would I choose a drug counselor? I'm literally a drug addict. I cannot smoke my vapes and stuff, even with a medical card, and be a drug counselor. I can lose my job. And morally, it's not right to try to counsel other people over some stuff you're still dealing with yourself. It's like I started with alcohol, the pain pills from the car accident, then I couldn't get pain pills anymore. Then they put me on methadone. Then I started doing street heroin because my dead ex husband was selling heroin. And for all of you people trying to create your own narrative, my husband was not black. My husband was Hungarian. My kids are mixed. This is not like a ghetto love story. Oh, no, it's definitely ghetto, but he's the ghetto one, believe it or not. It's not funny, it's stupid. But it's been keeping me up. It's like, can I do this? I've been smoking pot since I was like 12. Some people take antidepressants, I smoke. But the thing is, it makes me feel like shit. Now that I'm in this healing journey, I pay very close attention to my body. And it really just, I would smoke because it makes me fold into myself. I never feel safe. I'm always anxious. I'm the only thing that makes me feel safe because I know I don't play about me. Really, it's just that I have so much rage inside of me. It makes me unbeatable because I feel like I feel any rage that ever raged in existence exists inside of me, just beneath my skin. And so I don't really know what it is that I fear when I leave. It's not fear, it's just anxiety. It's just not feeling comfortable. I don't feel like someone's going to attack me or take me somewhere or any of that. I just don't feel comfortable, I guess is what it is, with my anxiety with being outside or in new spaces. Because I feel powerful spiritually. So I don't really know what it is. And that's what it is. I'm just constantly thinking and trying to break down stuff and understand things that I'm always in my head. And I enjoy being there. It's a safe space. Nobody picks on me there. Nobody tells me I'm weird or I need to be different. Even in my family, I get that. And even if it's a joke, you real soon realize that you're not really being accepted as who you actually are. And the only time I'm my actual self is when I'm alone. So that's why I'm my own best friend because I accept myself. Mm, I don't accept the part of me that likes to smoke pot. It's like I don't actually like smoking weed. I like smoking the THC vapes. Excuse me, 'cause my allergies are acting up. I need to get a tissue. I'll give you an example of my type of crazy or my type of anxiety. So, for 15 years, I refused to use tissues because I was fully convinced, not because someone told me, not because I researched it, because it just made sense to do this. If you were a diabolical company, is to put droplets of sickness onto tissues so that people would come down with diseases when they use tissues, and then the same people that make the tissues make the remedies, and so you would have to go buy medicine from them. Nobody told me that, but it's just like, why wouldn't they do that? So I wouldn't use tissues, but I ended up using a tissue the other day because I was in my daughter's room. She only uses tissues for the boxes. She likes the boxes that are like have prints on them, and she uses it as a decoration in her room. But my nose was running, and I used a tissue, and it was so soft. I've been using paper towels or tissue, toilet tissue. I'll just take a roll and keep it in my room. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is nice. This is soft. And I've been using them for 3 weeks. I miss out on so much in life because I come up with these narratives in my head and I just believe them. And that's the same thing my kids said when they told me that I don't listen. They're like, you just convince yourself that we're doing something for a specific reason and you just go with that and you won't hear our explanation. So anyway, I guess basically if I'm honest with myself, I thought that maybe I wouldn't be able to stop using the vapes just because it's my safe space. Like I wake up in the morning and I'm sober and I love it and I'll go hours and hours. I'm like, I really don't want to smoke today. But then it's like, well, I don't have anything to do today. And it's like, is it boredom? Because I have these periods. Okay, so like I'll have a new goal or something that's going to change my life, like start going to the gym, or I've got a new doctor I have to go to, or I got to start school, whatever. But then there's this time where I don't have that much to do and I'm just like in the house, and there's other things that I could do but smoke. But it's like, why? Like, why? I can just smoke and just be in my head and play video games and clean the house and paint, and it's just me and my smoke. And I remember when my kid asked me, why did I even do drugs? And the first thing that popped up from my heart was to find God. And I guess saying that to someone, it doesn't make sense, but low key, that's what it was. Like, and each drug is different. I know with the heroin, it just made me feel so warm on the inside. I'm always so cold. I did not know that I was iron deficient, but I was always cold all the time, even in the summertime. And when I did the heroin, it made my entire body warm, and I loved that. So that's why I did that. And the methadone, again, it excuse me, it was for pain, but I liked that I could clean the house for like 8 hours straight. So that was the pills. And then also with my bipolar, some pain meds just made me like super calm, what I thought it was like to be normal. But that's why I liked the weed. I remember still the first time I smoked weed, I actually sat down on a bridge outside and I was just looking at the light. And then I like to be in nature, you know? I love to do shrooms like twice a year because I'll just like speak to it. What do you want to show me? And then you just, I don't know, I guess it breaks down the veil and you get to see everything, how everything is connected, how everything moves, how everything is just really actually light. Like you could damn near put your hand through a wall. But that, I don't do the microdosing thing. You can, I don't know. I don't want to say that it causes depression, but low key it can, because it's like when you see the spiritual realm and you're interacting with it, and then you have to wake up and then be here again. It's hard. It's hard. I wonder if NDE people, the near death experience, well, it's not really near death because they kind of did die and then they came back, but flatline came back and oxygen to the brain like that, you died. So I don't know why they call it near death, but whatever. I wonder if they feel that way because you've been to the other side, you've talked to other beings, you know that there is life after what we call death, which is just a body dying, girl. Your spirit don't ever die. You the same person you always been. You the same spirit. You the spirit. You a spirit. And then you got to come back here, and it's like, how can I go to a 9 to 5 after I've seen angels? You know what I mean? It changes you. So I woke up this morning and realized that I've been over this vape thing. Oh, that's what I was saying about these time periods where and I felt that way in the trap. When I was in the trap and I was just in a room full of demons, I didn't want to be there, but like spiritually, I felt like I was being held there because I was supposed to witness something or observe something or be a part of something that now I carry with me, and I'll be able to carry it with me when I'm helping other people because I have lived so many different lives. I've been so many different people. I've done so many things you would not believe the stuff I was doing in the trap, okay? I really thought I was the cartel. It was crazy. Can you imagine me being security at somebody's door? Oh yeah, girl, almost got stabbed. We beat up this little Mexican. I got some stories, okay? It's not funny. I don't condone violence, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But anyway, spiritually, there are just times in my life where I've been stuck in certain places, and I understood that I had to be there for a certain time period. It wasn't forever, and I feel like that this now. I feel like this is a part of my process, and I don't know how this is going to sound, but this is the reality that I live in. And that there's like certain time periods, like there's a time for you to be sober and there's a time not to be, because it's not just about me smoking. It's about, okay, so for you to go get your THC vapes, you got to get ready, you got to walk to the bus stop, you got to get on the bus, you got to go to the dispensary, you got to come back from the dispensary, and then All that time you're meeting people, you're talking to people, you're smiling at people, you're having conversations, you're having interactions. You don't know how you affect others, you don't know how others affect you. So sometimes I'm sat down in these like portions of time where I have to be this version of myself. And even though I might be tired of it at some certain point, I know that I'm only going to be here for a certain time. And that's how it was when I was on crack and in the street. It was never like I'm going to be here forever. Somewhere inside of me, I knew that it was temporary, but I also knew it was something I had to go through. And I feel that way about smoking vapes because now I just feel like I'm in a psych ward and I'm taking meds and I'm getting tired of taking my meds. And one day I'm going to wake up and be like, I don't need that shit no more and leave the psych ward. That's how I feel about smoking vapes. I'm tired of it. And I always think about my future version. I watched this TED talk and this person was like, imagine the version of you that has accomplished everything that you want in life. Okay. If they wrote you a letter to you now from the future, what would they say to you so you can actualize yourself? And that just set me on years of always thinking of her. Like, if I feel like I'm not doing enough in my life, or I feel in any way disturbed or lost, I think of her. What would she want me to do? I think of my future self like, okay, so future self, what did you do to get from where I am now to where you are? And in my spiritual studies, I've always been told that the past, the present, and the future run together. And I never understood that until I really started doing the work and meeting with my past self when I have intrusive thoughts. So throughout the day, when I'm under a lot of stress and through therapy, I've been able to work through it. But I would get intrusive thoughts and I'd be going about my day and all of a sudden, boom, I'd just be back in a past memory. But I'm like there and I'm feeling the pain, I'm hearing the sounds, and I'm like there. But through therapy, I've been able to learn how to just be compassionate with the past version of myself instead of sitting in guilt or hating myself for being an awful mother or a piece of shit junkie. Embracing myself, like apologizing to people I hurt and just sitting in that pain and shame and then just letting it go and move on. And once I learned how to do that, the intrusive thoughts stopped. But it wasn't just that with the intrusive thoughts. I also had to do a bunch of other stuff. It was really bad. It was really bad. It was so bad I was feeling physical pain from it. That was like the worst 3 or 4 months of my life. But I didn't realize it was because I was under a lot of stress and I had to cut a lot of things out of my life. Well, no, I had to just kick out one of my sons, actually, to make my life better because he was actually like draining me, killing me. Like it was bad. Nah, Raja, he's a good one. But no, I mean, no, I said what I meant. So I had to do that. So I talked to my past version. Well, I listen. I don't really talk. I listen to my past versions and my future versions, and it affects me in it right now. See, this is why I don't have any friends or like a social life. Like, who has time for that when I'm doing this stuff all the time, all the time? You talk to people and it's like, why you gotta go so deep with everything? Why is everything so much? Because that is how my brain works, and it is. Everything is deeper than surface level. I can't just take surface level is usually not even real. When you talk to people or you meet people, they're putting on their best version. They're putting on a mask. They're putting on their best face, and that's why my kids don't like to take me out in public because I show my true face a lot of times. Are you supposed to do that? It depends on where you are. But then again, it's like if you want to live an authentic life, you should show your true face. But just be prepared to have your own business. Because I don't know if you're going to be able to keep a job if you show your true face outside all the time. My true face is demented. But yeah, I say all of this to say, girl, I'm just going to stop smoking. It's not a problem. Like, I can definitely do. I've done everything. Girl, I don't even know anybody that's gotten off of heroin. That's not like on methadone right now. Matter of fact, I almost got kicked out of my recovery place because I took myself off the strips. Them strips they give you that you put under your tongue. I was like, I'm not leaving this rehab on any type of medication because I'm still gonna be a junkie. They're like, oh, you could do this. This could happen. This it was only one person. I was like, and in my mind, I'm like, girl, don't be mad because my recovery looked different than yours. I'm not taking them strips. And there is no point in going to rehab to get off of drugs just for y'all to give me a fucking maintenance drug that I'm gonna have to wean myself off of when I get out of rehab and I got my kids. What sense does that make? No, I want to be fully off of everything when I leave. And you know what's crazy? Before I even stepped out, whatever, I'm not even going to bring it up. No, I'm going to bring it up. So the first day even before I got out of rehab, it was like a week before I got out of rehab. All my kids came to see me. Now I say kids, but they were all adults at that time, except for like two of them. My 20-year-old son gave me weed. He gave my whole family smokes weed. Let's start there. I have a family full of children. All my children have ADHD. I have a family full of schizophrenics, narcissists, and people with bipolar disorder. They're all insane. We are all insane, completely insane. And so they all smoke weed. So there was never going to be any me coming home from recovery without smoking weed because like it's a bonding thing. Some of them I hadn't lived with in years. So but that just goes to show you sometimes the people closest to you will try to sabotage you because that is the same son that none of us talk to. Just because he's very mean. And well, not that's not the only reason we don't talk to him, but yeah. I try not to talk about my family, but everything revolves around them, so no. I try not to talk about the boys that we don't talk to. I still love them, but they're way too much like their dad. And when I say that, I mean they hate women. And they're disrespectful to God. And I don't care who you are. If you are disrespectful to my divine mother, you have no place in my life. Period. I'm not scared. That's a lie. I don't want to fail. I want my kids to be proud of me. Because the two kids I have now, they don't want to smoke weed either. They have bipolar as well. And that's another thing. Some people take antidepressants, some people smoke weed. But at the end of the day, I feel like if I had more money, I would be investing in therapies that would make it a lot easier to not look at THC as an option. With my physical stuff going on, it was just the easier, cost effective option. Does it help with physical pain? Yes. But I have asthma, so if I'm smoking, I'm hurting my lungs. And it's like my body is my vessel. I love God so much. I respect her so much. I'm so grateful to this planet for birthing me and keeping me alive and sustaining me. I don't want to hurt my vessel. I want to respect God. So this is beyond an addiction or trying to keep a job. This is about honoring what made me. It's so much deeper than what other people think of me, but that matters too. I plan on having a leadership position in my community. I cannot bring disgrace to my name, my family, or the industry that I'm in. I have to help others heal. Other people helped me heal. If we all help each other, then we will all be healed and we can get the hell out of this matrix. If everybody's not happy, how can one of us be happy? That's why when I had a 6-bedroom, 3-level, what they want to call a mansion out here. I did not want to bring anybody to my house because it was embarrassing. It was gaudy. I only got that house because the DSS had taken my kids, and I lit up there. I went up there and I said, "What can I do to get my kids back?" They said, "Stop doing drugs, get a bigger house." I stopped doing drugs and I got a bigger house, and they still didn't give me my kids back, but I got them back now. Whatever, fine, okay. I'm really looking forward to my new life. I'm looking forward to the version of me that just gets up and does all the things. We're at the gym, we're driving, we're going up there to my friends at the horse farm and volunteering on Sundays. We're going to my clients in my car that I'm driving. I'm not going to let this anxiety win. We're going to drive, we're going to stop vaping, we're going to be a drug counselor. We're going to school starts in a week. And this is what we're doing.